The other game this week, of course, was the Tuesday night trip to Norwich in the League Cup. Decent result, that. 3-0 the final score. And I guess, Alfie, with just one win in the league. The cup games have been important, haven't they? A bit of momentum, and it's nice to win some games.
Yeah, I think Will Steele has said, they're not completely disregarding the fact they've won 2 games in the cup. Clearly, it's not important at all. Let's be totally frank, it's not important. And the reward we've got for that is a trip to Anfield, which I'm sure we're all really looking forward to.
Thrilled about, yeah.
Yeah, we're absolutely delighted to have in the middle of the absolutely ridiculous championship schedule. I mean, I'm pretty sure we go away to Anfield, and within the space of sort of 10 days either side, we go away to Hull and maybe Middlesbrough or something like that as well. Or Sheffield United. So it's just, it's a ridiculous couple of days for the players and stuff. But look, the Norwich game was important in the sense that 3 players obviously scored their first goals of the season. 3 players who've impressed us either during pre-season or in the real games. And I thought that the start of the match was horrendous. I mean, it was so bad, and off the back of obviously losing against Stoke as well, but just sort of schoolboy defending, playing between themselves, not knowing who's meant to be where, all the things that Glenn basically spoke about in terms of what's wrong with the 3 at the back. Alex McCarthy was brilliant to keep Saints in the game, but then they did what good teams do, and they just sort of stepped up and they absolutely rolled past Norwich in the end. Cruz passed obviously a goal just before half time, Cameron Archer, and then Ryan Fraser with a deserved goal in the second half, and Matsuki with an absolute wonder strike as well. And the amount of people that tweeted saying, the commentator keeps saying his name wrong. He didn't. He's right. It's pronounced Matsuki. The U is silent for some reason, just in the Japanese language. But yeah,
I'm going to keep saying it phonetically.
It's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, you decided, it's up to you. But yeah, I mean, absolute tractor beam of an effort. So yeah, it's not important to win that game in the sense that we don't need to go on a cup run, but it was really important to come back from that first sort of 15, 20, 30 minutes. They were really poor and actually go on and win the game. And Nathan Wood was very good as well. Nathan Wood, out of the 3 defenders, was the one who really stood out. And Steve's obviously already mentioned the fact that he looked like he'd been the Som after that game, and that's sort of 2 or 3 games in a row now where he's really been through it. So yeah, he's making a good impression.
Great goal, Steve. I know you were there for that one, weren't you?
Yeah. Just some quality finishing, which you kind of don't really associate with a side that has kind of been lacking in confidence and competence in front of goal for so long. But yeah, Cam Archer's always had that in his locker. I mean, if you think back to last season, that goal was basically a mirror image of the one he scored against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, where he cuts in and bends it in the far corner. Ryan Fraser, we know, can finish when he's not given kind of too much to think about, just instinctive finish. I think the keeper helped him out there. He kind of showed him one side, and he wasn't gonna turn down a free gift like that.
Not as much as the centre half helped him out.
But I mean, Fraser continuing that run does kind of show that sort of age-old thing, the thing you were drummed into as a kid: gamble on the mistake. Because defenders do make mistakes, and if you don't gamble on the mistake, then you stood there kind of throwing your hands up in the air, saying, "Oh, wish I'd gambled on it." Yeah. And he gambled on it, and the defender made a pig's ear of it, and he's got a free shot at goal from 15 yards. So yeah, that was great, and obviously Matsuki's one from distance. I mean, the thing I love about that is the turn initially. Just that drop of the right shoulder and just turning sort of what they call like the half space now. I mean, you just turn into space. That's what it is. But I think him being a left footer always makes a goal like that look better. I think there's a reason why there's a saying, a cultured left foot. And he's absolutely smashed that into the top corner, hasn't he? I mean, it's a shame actually that the keeper got a hand to it, because it kind of doesn't quite give it the same impact of it hitting the back of the net. But it's a brilliant finish. And yeah, I mean, I wonder if he's kind of played himself into getting more first team minutes off the back of his 25 minutes at Carrow Road. He's looked very neat and tidy. Isn't afraid to mix it, because Norwich were certainly in the second half, once they got frustrated and once the game got away from them, they got a little bit sort of one of those teams that was just kind of just getting overly physical for no particular reason. But yeah, he dealt with that all absolutely fine. And I think, against similar standard opposition week in, week out, I don't think we'd have anything to particularly worry about.
And then obviously, Glenn, Liverpool away in the next round. That whole pre-draw seeding thing, I get it, but it just seems a bit of a con because
absolutely
it's just geared towards the bigger teams. I read the explanation that they wouldn't be able to get the games in if they were drawn against each other, but
bullshit.
Who hasn't got a busy season?
Put the reserve team out. They've got alternate.
They do anyway.
Where, it's ridiculous. It's just So at the end of the draw, I was sat there thinking, we've got the worst draw you could possibly get. We've got the champions away from home, and 7 teams were immune to getting that draw.
Yeah.
So Arsenal, Man City, don't worry, you're not going to get a tough game. I mean, Arsenal got Doncaster at home. I mean, they could have got, they could have got Liverpool away, but no, of course not. Doncaster at home.
Weirdly, Palace weren't included in this fix. So
No,
Palace were left completely open. I mean, they got lucky in that they got.
Have they appealed that?
Well, take that to
case. No, the reason for that, Steve, is because there's no Conference League games. There's only 6 games in the Conference League. So
I kind of think if you're giving teams a European bye, then you give them the same.
But I don't get me wrong. I think it's utter bollocks. But they're giving them a European bye because they have to play games that week. So they have to fit one in, whereas the Palace don't, so they can play either weekend.
But what are the EFL doing? It's their cup competition. What are they doing?
Bent over by UEFA, unfortunately. Because
it's bad enough. Yeah. I mean, it's bad enough. It's about 10 years, I think, that the Premier League clubs used to come in. The European qualified clubs used to come in the second round until about 10 years ago, I think it was.
No, it's
and then they came. Is it? Yeah. And then they started coming in at the third round, which is bad enough. I think
you win 3 games in the final. I think
they save themselves one extra game, like that alleviates the fixture congestion before they fly off to Dubai on the end of season tour. That sort of stuff. So I just wonder what the EFL are doing. I'd almost rather these clubs just weren't in it. Maybe change the. I mean, it qualifies for the Europa League at the moment. Maybe change it so it qualifies for the Conference League.
I think it does qualify for the Conference League already.
Oh, does it? All right. Yeah. Just get rid of if the European clubs don't want to be in it, just get rid of them. But if they do want to be in it, play. Put a reserve team out. You've got enough players to put a squad of players. And as Steve said, they're probably going to do it anyway. We're going to go up to Liverpool, probably get beat 3-0 by Liverpool's kids.
Yeah.
Which is what happened a couple of years ago when we went up there with Russell Martin, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They had a couple of kids who I've never heard of before or since scored against us that day.
Yeah.
And that'll no doubt happen again. So it's weird because I said previously I didn't really care about the Carabao Cup this season, and then I cared about it for 24 hours because we won 3-0, and then that draw happened, and it just I didn't appreciate the full nonsense of it until I saw Mark Chapman on the TV trying to explain it. And I just thought, this is bollocks.
Here we go.
And Chapman's a great broadcaster, and yet he was just bumbling over it. It's just like, what is this crap? It's just absolutely nonsense.
And it's funny, I don't know if you saw it, the 2 guys doing the draw. So they Joby McAnuff was one. I can't remember who the other one was. But Joby McAnuff just had the 8 balls for the European qualified teams.
Yeah.
So he basically wasn't involved for a large amount of it.
Phil Jones, wasn't it?
Phil Jones, that's right. Yeah. So it was just crap. And on the EFL, if they've got anything about them, which they probably don't, they've got to do something about that. And
they're desperate for all the handouts they get from the Premier League. This is the problem which is why like what used to be the Johnson's Paint Trophy has now been desecrated with all of the under 21 teams. Basically, the EFL got bribed into accepting that in exchange for keeping the same amount of solidarity payments that kind of go through the league, and all of the League One and League Two clubs budget themselves on receiving, and without which they basically all go bust. So the Premier League's got the rest of the pyramid by the balls, and I'm kind of just forlornly hoping that this new independent regulator has got a little bit of a backbone. Unfortunately, I fear it will probably just be more of the same.
Yeah, of course it will.
There's no surprises anymore, is there? It's every year there's something else. Let's do Player of the Week. Ryan Fraser won last week. We've got the 2 games. We've got the Norwich game. We've got the Watford game. We'll do the poll on social media. Alfie, your standout performers for this week?
Well, we'll go for the tap-in if I can. Go for the 2-goal Cameron Archer.
Fair
easy
dues.
work.
Steve?
Slightly less of a tap-in, but still probably a noticeable contribution this week, Nathan Wood.
Okay. Could be an interesting vote this week. Glenn, any names for you?
Well, everyone thinks I've got an agenda, so I might as well fuel that by picking Alex McCarthy. Because that's the best goalkeeping performance,
Of the week.
Of the season, basically. And so I'll pick Alex McCarthy for that first half.
Although one of his saves was self-inflicted.
Oh, I know it was, yeah. But the bottom line
Saves
is
a save, isn't it?
I mean, we could have easily let in 4 goals in that first half because we were that bad defensively. But there you go. So I'll go for Alex McCarthy.
Alex McCarthy is a danger with the ball at his feet. I mean, that's obvious. We've seen that
dreadful.
enough times. But he is a good goalkeeper. And, this isn't quite Nigel Farage in the MEP, but you all laughed at me when I said that McCarthy could potentially be number 1 this season. And I think he is a good goalkeeper. I think as a shot stopper, he's the best at the club. But clearly, Gavin Zuma is a league ahead in the ball at his feet.
All that old-fashioned keeping the ball out of your net with your hands stuff.
Yeah. It's a dying art.